Without log into the lab, without going into the AWS, you can connect with the Linux machine. Only you need to access the Linux, not AWS. So if you go to the details page here, details page, and if you click on show options, so here, here you can download the PPK file of a machine which is already running here, and this is the public IP address of the machine, right? So you can connect directly with the putty, or you can also connect with the CMD. So for now, I'll be using putty, so I'll just download this PPK file. In parallelly, I'll copy this IP address directly. Sorry, directly we will connect a machine. All the info has been given into the details space. If you click on the details, click on show option just beside the AWS. If you click on show option beside the AWS here, you can download the key pair as a paymar as a PPK. You all know how to connect it. I have downloaded PPK because I want to connect with the putty, and this is the public IP address which we will copy, and after that we will open putty, and in the putty we will just give the IP address, or we can just write here ec2 user at the rate public IP address, ec2 user at the rate public IP address, and we can just expand the SSH auth. We can select the credential option, and we can browse the labs user key pair. We can just open, and if you want to save this session, we can go to the session. We can just write today session, something like that, and you can save it, and you can select this session, and you can open. So you will be able to connect with the Linux machine. Now this has been connected. Once after connecting, if you want to change the font, you can just click here on the menu option, and then you can go to the change setting. Here you can click on appearance, and you can change the font. At least you can change the color, font, multiple things, but here I am just changing the font size so that you will be able to see the screen clearly. Done, guys.
Yes, sir.
So this is your Linux. So
Sir,
how
could you please repeat once again?
the same way as we are connecting, I'll just repeat it once again. See, if you are you able to get the details page and keep your IP address both?
Yes, sir.
So here you can see, if you click here, you can download. Here it is IP address. You can just copy it, right? This is the first step that we have to do, and after that we have to open putty. Once you'll open putty, in the host name or IP address place, we can type here ec2 hyphen user at the rate public IP address which we have copied, right? And we will go to SSH, we will expand the SSH, and we'll again expand the auth, and we'll get the credential option. We'll click on credential, and on the right side we can click on browse the key pair. So this is our key pair labs user. We can just open it, and if you want to save this session, you have to click on this session option, session, and let's say if you need to give the name of session, you can give new session, and once after giving the name, you can see the save option is there on the right side. You can save it, and the new session will come in the list. You can just select and you can open this. So directly it will be connecting with the machine. And here, as I've told you, if we need to change the font, we can just click here, change setting, and then we can go to appearance and change it to 16 or 18 so that you will be having a clear uh, appearance here, right? Done. It's done, guys.
Sir, while opening putty,
Yes, sir.
uh,
The same page is not visible, sir, as you screenshot you.
Put not puttigen. I guess you are opening puttigen. You have to open putti, not puttigen. Open putti. So first command which I am telling you here is clear command. What is the meaning of clear command? Clear command screen. Clear command we are using to clear the screen. This command we are using to clear the screen. To clear screen, right? If you want to clear up the screen, you can just use clear command. And second thing, the has we are using for comment. Has we are using for comment. If you type has, if you type has, and after that if you run anything, after keeping has, if you type anything, it will execute as a comment, not as a command. It will execute as a comment, not as command. So remember, when I'm keeping has, I'm just giving a comment. I'm not keeping a command, right? So first thing, clear command we are using to clear up the screen, and we are keeping has has to comment, because if I will not write has here, again it will clear the screen. That's why I kept here has, so that it will take it as a comment. And the comment, if we need to write the comment, we have to use has, so that it will execute as a comment, not as a command. Comment means something which we want to write, that is comment, nothing more. And once you have logged in into the Linux, so you can use the date command. You can use date command. So you can see here, date command gives you, I'll write has. Date command gives the date and time. Date and time on system. Date and time on the system. Date and time on the system. So what is the date? Friday, January 24, 4, 8. This is seconds also, UTC time it is giving, right? So this is date. Just simply you have to write date and it will give you the date. Like the same, we do have calendar. Cal command. Cal command will give you the present month calendar. Present month calendar. So here I can write cal command we can use to print the present month calendar, right? So this is the cal command. Cal command is used to show you the calendar, right? This is to command. In the third command, let's say if you have logged into the system, this is a machine, this is an operating system. So each system used to have a host name. Each system used to have a host name. So if you need to find out your computer host name, you can just give the host name only. So it is giving you this IP 10.10.245.us base 2.compute.internal. So the command which we are using here, host name, it will just give you the host name of your system. Your system. Which system? It is Linux system. It is Linux system. It is giving us the host name of Linux system. If we write the host name, it will just give us the host name, right? And next is uptime.
Sir,
Uptime command.
sir,
Yes.
host name is not found is coming, sir.
Host name
Command
is,
not found.
is it HOSTNAME in small letter?
Yes, sir. I think I hyphen is there, sir, in middle. Oh, sorry, sir. I pressed the hyphen. Yeah.
No hyphen is not there. Working? Is it working now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So after that, one more command which I'm going to run here is uptime. Uptime will show from how much time your system is running. So it is telling from 11 minute one user is using this system. Means it's been 11 minutes till the time this system has been on. So uptime command will give you the duration duration of system running, or you can say running system. Whatever the duration it is, it will give you along with the time also, along with the time. As you can see here, the present time is 4:08:10. So the same time has been given. After 2 minutes we have this, so 4:10:16. It means that before 11 minutes, somewhat around 3:09, sorry, 3:59, it has been launched, something around that you can say. Next, if you need to check how many command I have executed, how many command I have executed, how many command I have executed, if you need to check how many command I have executed, so you will be just checking it by the command called history history. So how many time I have used? See, all the command it is coming. Clear command I have used to clear the screen. Comment I have used, it will not execute. Uh, it will execute as a comment, not as a command. And date to print the current date and time on the system, calendar to print the present calendar, host name to host name of your system, uptime will show the duration of running system, and how many command or whatever the command you have used till now. So we have used history for it, right? So these all are the few additional commands. Once we are logging into the Linux, we can come to know. Is it clear, guys? Done?
Yes, sir.
So now one more
Yes, sir.
time I'll use the command called clear. Okay, so it will clear up the screen. And if you need to check it again, like how many command I have used, so you can just keep history. It will just give the command which I have executed. And if I need to clear up the screen, I can just enter clear, enter, it will be clearing up the screen. So how many command I have told you? Let's repeat, guys. The first command which I have told you, anybody? First command which I have told you,
Clear, sir.
clear
Clear, sir.
command.
Clear.
Second one,
Date.
Hash.
has, upper
Hash.
command. Very good. Third,
Date.
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 date. Fourth,
Cal.
Cal.
Cal
calendar.
for calendar.
Very good. Fifth,
Sir,
Host name.
host
Host
name.
name.
host name. Sixth,
Uptime.
Uptime.
uptime. Seventh,
History.
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 So total seven command which I have told you now. These all are the command which I have told you. Now after this command, guys, we need to understand what exactly these things, what it is coming, what exactly these things are. We'll copy this and we'll paste here, right? We will just copy this, or rather than copying, we can just uh, you can just keep it one by one. So let's suppose if I'll keep a has here, and after that I'll just try to give the comment one by one. So this is what exactly the complete name we used to call. What is the complete name? So we can call it as a system metadata or system metadata, you can say connection metadata, you can say system or connection metadata, you can call it system or connection metadata, right? The entire data which is coming on the left screen, we can call it system our connection metadata. So it is just related to connection details, right? That is one thing. Now I'll just try to show you one by one. One by one I'll try to show you. So the first thing is, out of this name, this big bracket, uh, if I'll remove this bracket, in the first is coming EC2 user. What is EC2 user? It is a user. It is a standard user. Standard user. Standard user. EC2 user is the standard user. EC2 user is the standard user. Linux. Here I'm writing Windows. So uh, as we are calling the main user, the top user as a admin here into the Windows, like the same in Linux, we will be having root user. We will be having root user or here admin user. They are the main user, they are the owner, you can say they are the owner, or they are only the main user. How you will get these user? Once you will be installing, or once you will be keeping up the operating system in your PC, once you will install, or during the installation of your OS operating system, you have to set up the admin username and admin password also, like the same in the Linux. Once you will be installing the operating system, then you will be setting up root username and root password that you will be setting up while installing the operating system. While installing the operating system in your computer, you must have to set this admin username and password. Here in Linux you have to set root username and password. This is mandatory as per the operating system norms. Now once you have created a user here as a root user, so now the root user will be having full control on OS, full control on your OS, full control on your OS. This further this root user can create multiple user it can create. It can create one, it can create 10, it can create 100, it can create 1000, 10,000. How many user you need? How many number of user you need? This root user can create that many number of user. So this root has created one user called EC2 user. This EC2 user, if you want, you can also create the user by your own name. Let's say Sai name, I can create a user by Sai name, I can create a user by Pawan name, I can create a user by user1, and their passwords I can create. So these entire user which I am creating from the root user, they are considered as a standard user. Now standard user means this user will get permission. This user will get permission. What permission root user will give? If root user will give one permission, so this standard user will get one permission. So standard user means which will be created by the root user, and what permission root user gives, that permission only standard user can have. So EC2 user is one of the standard user. I hope it is clear to everybody.
Yes, sir.
So here when I'm writing EC2 user, it is the standard user, right? It is standard user means your root user has created this standard user. And the second thing, after that we do have at the rate in this IP 10.0.10.245 latter value, it is not visible. So if you check here host name, this is what it is coming, IP 10.0, this much value is common from here to here, correct? This much value is common. So generally it gives you the host name after this. EC2 user is the standard username, and this is your computer host name. This is your computer host name. So you can say this value, if I'll just write this value, so this is nothing but the host name of system that I have shown you last time. So standard user at the rate host name of the system, and after that this tilde sign is there. After that this tilde sign is coming. What is this tilde sign? Tilde sign shows the user is User is in his home directory. User is in his home directory, right? Right now user is in his home directory. Now how to check the home directory, guys? So there is a command called present working directory. We will be using a command called pwd. Pwd command shows present working directory. Let's say if you need to check, so inside the home, there is a user called EC2 user. For that user, there is a directory, means folder, that is made for that user, and user is in his home directory. That's why it is showing the tilde sign. If user will change if user will go in other directory, then the directory name will come. Right now user is in his home directory. See, are you able to see present working directory, guys?
Yes, sir.
So what exactly the meaning of present working directory? Present working directory, first of all, you need to know who is the user. So if you need to check who is the user, so simply you can give the who command, or you can just write who am I. You can write both, who am I. So it will show you are EC2 user. If you want to see who is the user, you can just write who am I. It will say you are the EC2 user. Then you will be saying, okay, I am EC2 user. And then what is my present working directory? So it will say EC2 user, home EC2 user. It means that for this user, this directory has created. So I'll tell you here. See, in Linux, what happened? First of all, you understand what is the meaning of directory. Directory meaning is folder. In Linux we used to call directory. In Windows we used to call folder, right? So let's suppose if you need to check you who is the user. You said, I when I kept the who command, I came to know EC2 user is the user. Now if EC2 user wants to do some work, or if EC2 user wants to run some command, so that command will be running in which folder? So
Directly.
that is your directory, and the folder, if you say the folder, in which folder it is running. So let's say here it is the Windows, right? Right now if you see, I am into a folder called M2 Linux is my folder. M2 Linux is my folder. So if I'll open, in here, if I'll create anything, if I'll just click on a new file, if I'll make, or new folder if I'll make, or anything if I'll make here, it will go to the same folder. So what happens in the Linux? You need to first of all check with what is your present working directory. Present working directory, pwd command. If you find any present working directory, working directory so if you perform any command, entire details or entire files and everything will be created under the same directory or same folder. Now in linux in linux in linux let's say there is a root user. In Linux there is a root user. Now if this root user will create any other user, let's say user 1. This root user will create any user by the name of user 1. So this user 1 created here, and this user 1 account has been created, means you have created user 1. So here it will be having username plus password. You will give and you will be able to create the user 1. Now in the Linux, if your root user is creating a user, so by the same name, one folder will be created. One folder will be created by the same name, user1, or you can say one directory will be created. One directory will be created inside the home directory. Basically, for root, there will be one directory. For root is the owner. So for owner, there will be a directory called home directory, home folder you can say. If for owner there will be one folder or directory that will be known as a home. And the purpose of giving this directory is to, if this root user will create any user, so inside the home only the folder will get created. Inside the home only the folder will get created. So now this user will access this folder. It means that the user is in his home directory. User is in his home directory. Shall I repeat again, guys? Shall I repeat again? Are you able to understand, or shall I repeat again?
Understood.
Understand, sir.
Okay, so let's write here root user. Root user is your main user. Root user is the main user. Now by using root user, you will create a user called user 1 or user A. User A. So this is again the user account. This is the user account of root user account, and this is again a user account of standard user account. This is standard user account. This is the root user account. Now once you will set up the Linux operating system, for this root user there will be multiple folder will be generated. In the top folder will be slash. Inside that all the folder will be coming. You will be learning about this in detail in future. Just think, for this root user multiple folder will come. Out of that folder there will be one folder called home. One folder will be root also. One folder will be root. So which is the home directory of root, guys? Which is the home directory of root? This one is the home directory of root, or this one is the home directory of root?
Root, sir.
Tell me,
Root.
guys. Root will be the home directory of root user. Root user. Root user is here. If you need to go to the home directory of root user, it means that by the same name, which is the directory, it is root. So it means that root will be accessing the root directory. It means that it will show root is in his home directory. If it will be in his home directory, then it will be showing as a tilde sign. Like the same, for root user there is separate home directory. For root user there is separate home directory. In the purpose of this home directory, if other user or standard user will come, so inside this directory or folder, there by their name the directory and folder will be created. So here user A folder will be created. User A directory or folder will be created. And if user A will access user A will access or go into this directory, then it will show the present working directory of user A. User A is tilde. Tilde means now user A is in his home directory. That will show user A is in his home directory. That is showing the tilde sign. So if you see here, if you see this tilde sign is showing now EC2 user is in his home directory. EC2 user. So if you write here PWD, you will be able to see user is in his home directory, right? And after this tilde sign there is a dollar sign. This dollar will always show. Dollar means this sign, guys. This sign, dollar will show you are using standard user. You are using standard user. Dollar will show you are using standard user. And if you will use root user, this dollar will change into has. If you will use your root user means main user, then at the place of dollar this one, it will come has. Now has will represent you are using as a what do you say, root user. You are using as a root user. Okay, till here it is clear, guys.
Will show as, sir.
Yes, sir.
It will show has. Okay, let's
Okay.
see. Right now I'll clear up the screen. Right now, who am I? Check the command who am I. It is showing you are EC2 user. Fine, I am EC2 user. Very good. Now you will be doing the next command. What is my present working directory? It will say your present working directory is inside the home. You are using EC2 user only, right? Now if you will go back here, it is showing dollar also. Dollar represent only you are using the standard user. Now you will switch to the root user. So what is the command to switch to the root user? Sudo su. Sudo is the sudoers list in the Linux, and su is the switch user. So if you keep this command sudo su, if you hit enter, now what it is showing, now the user became root. That's why here you can see now the value of this dollar has been changed as a root, but the present working directory is still ec2 user. If you can see pwd, it is showing ec2 user, but if you find out who am I, it will show you are the root user. Root user you are the root user. But if you want to go now, if you want that root user should go is in his home directory, then you will be keeping a command called cd, change the directory of this user. So if you keep the change directory, by default it will bring you into the home directory of root. Cd enter. Now it will bring you into the tilde sign. It means that if you write pwd, it will show you you are into root. Your present working directory is also root, and your user is also not who, sorry, who am I. So your user is also root. I'll tell you about the who command also. Okay, who am I means you are root user. Is it clear, guys? Till here it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt, anybody?
No, sir.
So if you need to go back again to the EC2 user, what you will do is you will just type exit, and then automatic you will be coming into the EC2 user with the tilde sign. Again, if you check who am I, so it will say you are EC2 user, and what is my present working directory, that is home/EC2 user. Now, now if you want to log in, as a root user, and your working directory, working directory should be also root. Working directory should be also root, also root, also root. Then, you have to use different command. Because if I'll write sudo su, what is my present working directory? My present working directory is ec2 user. If I'll write sudo su only, so user will change. My user will change. I'll get the root user, but working directory will be the same ec2 user. Check it, sudo su, user got changed, it is root user, but working directory is still EC2 user, right? So if you want that, I should be root user and my working directory should be also root user. For that, you will be using a command call. I'll clear up the screen. You will be using a command called sudo su space hyphen. Sudo su space hyphen. So directly you will be login as a root user, and your root user present working directory will be tilde only. So if you type here who am I, it will say you are root, and what is your present working directory. So pwd will show you are into root. So there is a two significant use of this command sudo su and hyphen. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So I guess now you are able to understand everything from this bracket, this root, this thing, tilde, has, everything you are able to understand, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
Anything out of it which you do not understand, if you need to go out, you can just keep exit. You will log in as a EC2 user again. Okay. Is all about man command also. So here if you will try with the man command basically we are using man, not ma'am, man command we are using to show the manual means the document of commands, documents of command means info of the command, you can say info of the command. So let's say if you need to check how many commands I have used. I have used sudo su, I have used present working directory, I have used cd command. So if you need to check what is cd command, so man space cd. So it is saying the name, it is a bash command, and it is giving you the detail about this command now. Let's see, uh, cd hyphen p bulletin, bash bulletin command. So cd basically it is a bash command, and it is not giving the accurate, a lot of information it is giving. Cd for changing the directory, see here cd command, cd cd here cd is to change the current directory to directory, in the variable home is the default directory. Variable home is the default directory. So if you keep cd, it will bring you into the home directory directly, right? So if you need to get, because so many thing is coming, that's why we cannot read everything. Whatever our use is, we can go ahead with the we can go ahead with the same slowly. If you need to come out from man, you can just press q. Let's say if you need to check man of present working directory, so what it is telling, the name of this command is pwd, present working directory. It will print the name of current or working directory. What is your working directory or what is your current directory? It will print the name of it. Synopsis means the syntax. You have to just type pwd. If you are using some option, that is fine, either simply pwd. It has been given the description. You can print the full file name of the current working directory. Hyphen L you can use uh, as a logical, so you can use pwd from environment. So these will be slowly you will be learning, guys, these things, right? All the flags, right? This is all about this command, right? So if you need to come out, press q, you will come out. So this man will show the manual of any command, and this is the end of this lab. We are going to learn now Linux command line in the lab. Parallelly, we need a lab also, guys. So let's go to the next lab. Okay. So rather than going to the AWS again, we can directly log into the Linux. Okay. Shall we log into the Linux again? So here we will be going ahead with the show option. Details, show. We'll download the PPK file. and we'll copy the public IP address. So again you see labs user.ppk is coming. So now you will be having only one labs user.ppk. So what we can do is we can just open the putty again. We can open the putty again. We can just close the last one. This is your putty, right? The sessions which we have created, we can just delete all those source session. Right now we are not using multiple session. A single session is much enough. So directly we can connect. So let's write ec2 hyphen user at the rate public IP address without space, and we'll go to SSH, will expand SSH, will expand auth, will click credential, will browse the key pair, will load it, and will open. Directly also you can open. If you want to save the session, you can also save the session. So this time I'm opening directly, right? So here we can just accept it and we can connect to the machine. So clear up the screen once. All right. So now this is your Linux machine. Here the documentation which I open, we will follow this documentation now. Linux command line. In the Linux command line, now we will try to understand how to log in. Basically, if you are a new user, of Linux, if you are a new user of the Linux, so what happened into the operating system once you log in? So what is the login workflow, how the login works into the Linux? Because initially, while installing the OS, the root user will get created, a root account will get created. So how this account will get created, and further what will be the file will get created, and which file will take the responsibility to run these things, right? So the entire workflow we'll try to understand here, and then we'll understand some of command Linux syntax, how to write the command. It is all about the syntax, means how to type the command or how to write the command, and some of basic operations at the Linux command line, and at the end of it, how to take standard input, output, and standard error. These things will be the agenda of this document. So we will be going ahead one by one. So the first thing, Linux login workflow, we will start. So the first thing you need to remember, once you will install the operating system called Linux. So while installing only, it will ask you to set up the root user account and the password of it. Root user account and password of it. So by default, it will say login as a root. So you will just click enter, yes, and then it will ask the password. Now, once you'll give the password, if you will give the username and password, it will verify this against the system has on file. Whatever the file, basically the system will be having, the system will have a file where your username and password will get stored. So it will try to verify against that username and password. If it is correct, you will be able to log in. If not, you will able to not log in. Okay. So one more thing guys here, one more thing is here, in the Linux, password will not be visible. Password, if you type the password here, if you type something, you cannot see whatever you are typing. You cannot see whatever you are typing, right? And you can see it will open like this. You can see it will open like this. And then it is saying so many things here. it is saying so many things here altogether. The purpose of telling you all these things is you can use putty to connect the operating system Linux, or you can connect Mac OS also, and it will prompt you to log in as a username and password. So by default we do have a standard user called EC2 user, and when it comes to the password, the key pair is the password to authenticate, and we are able to log in. And it is not eCode. ECode means it will not show the text. A line of text isn't displayed means eCode. So it will not be eCode. Now, the user detail you can check against. There is a file. That file name is passwd. Sorry, this is again wrong. This is again wrong. Both are wrong. The passwd, PASSWD, passwd. PassWD, passwd will be the file. It is a file. It is a file where it will store inside the etc. etc is the configuration directory. You can say it is a configuration file, a directory of Linux. Inside that there will be a file called passwd. Here the user info, here the user accounts details will be available. User account details will be available. What details will be available? User name and login name will be coming. Users encrypted password will be coming. If you create a user in the Linux, it will be having user ID. If you create any user in the Linux by the same name, a group ID will be also created. So group ID, user ID both will come. User description will be coming, like if you want to add few description of user, that will come. User's home directory will be coming along with the user shell will be coming, where user will be giving up the command. So 7 different information will be coming of any user. So for example, let's say this is your Linux machine. This is your Linux machine. So now if I'll ask you who is having who is having full control on this system or OS, who is having full control on this system on our OS, guys? Who is having full control? Any answer?
Root user. Root
Root
user.
user. So if I'll go to search, let's say cat command we are using for concatenation. Cat command we are using for cat con can cat connotation. What do we say, guys? Anyone can pronunciate?
Sir.
Concatenation.
Concatenation. Correct? Concatenation. TA will be coming.
Concatenation. Concatenate. Yes.
So this is the purpose of this command. Concatenation means it will try to add two different text in a single text, right? That is the main purpose of cat connotation. That is the main purpose of cat command. Or you can also use cat command to print or to show, basically to show or to see what is there in the what is there in the file. If you do have any file, you can see what is there in the file. Sorry, cat should be a has, because now you see it has taken as a command. If I keep a has, it will run as a comment, right? So what I am writing here is cat is used for the purpose of seeing what exactly is there in a file. For example, let's clear up the screen. Let's say we are using one more command. I'm going to tell you ls for ls command to list. Ls command you will be using multiple time to list the file and directory. Directory means folder. This is what you will be using further. ls command you will be using to list the file and directory. So if you run ls command, there is a file called company A. There is a file called company A. So now you need to check whether company A is a file or it is a directory. Company A is a file or directory. So that you can check it by seeing the permission ls space hyphen l, that you will be learning slowly. So it is start from D, it means that it is a directory. It is a directory. So that you will be seeing in future. For now you see, for now ls command, there is a company, there is no text file, so you can create a text file. For creating a text file you can use a touch command. Touch command will create the blank file. Touch command will create the blank file. Let's say text file dot txt. Text file dot txt is a blank file. It is a blank file. Touch command, touch, touch, touch command we are using, touch command we are using for creating a blank file. Blank file. So if you ls, the file is here, right? ls, if you list, the text file.txt is here. But if you need to see the text into the text file.txt, you have to type cat command and you have to give the file name cat text file.txt. So it will show you what is there in the text file. It is saying nothing. Why? Because touch we are using for creating a blank file. Now if you need to add some text, let's say I want to
Nano.
send, yes,
No,
yes,
sir, I'm
please.
saying nano.
Okay, now you will be learning further.
Yes.
So let's send some text to the file, right? So let's say I want to keep hello and I want to send this hello into the text text file.txt. You can just keep hello and append that into the text file. This command is not found here, but you can do into the you can say once you will apply the script, it will work there. For now you have to use echo and then you can keep hello here and then you can, it does follow the standard input. This is nothing but standard output which we are going to take it, right? So we can just take this text into a text file. So now if you will use cat command with the same text file, it will show hello is there in that file, hello is there in the file. So the overall scenario is, if something is there in the file, so you will be using cat command to check it. Now let's come back to the point. In the documentation it is telling, if you will go to this directory, you will find out the user's detail. So what we will do is, we will go to this directory by keeping cat command space slash etc slash passwd. Remember, etc is the folder, inside etc passwd is the file. Folder we cannot see what all are the text is written inside the folder, because we cannot write the text into the folder. We are writing text in a file. So this is passwd is a file. The with the file you can use cat command. You cannot use cat with the folder. Company A is the folder. Company A is a folder. So if I write cat company A, so it will show it is a directory, it is not a file. But at the same place, if I write cat in the text file, cat with the text file, so it will show us the hello. So with the cat command only you can access file, not the folder. So the way to enter into the folder, the way is to enter into the folder is, everything comes under in Linux under the slash. Inside the slash there is a file called etc, and inside the etc there is a file called passwd. Here you will be having details of the user. These all are the users which has been created for you. These all are the users which has been created for you. As you can see, S Sarkar, yes Martinez, P Pantos, Zedoy. These all are the users only, guys. These all are the users. These all are the users. But you will ask a question. These all are unwanted user which has been pre-created. How will I create the user? So if you want to create the user, then who can create the user? Again, I'll write who can create the user. My question is who can create the user? What is your answer, guys?
Root,
Root user can create.
Root user can create. And right now, who am I? Am I root user?
No, sir.
no sir,
Standard user.
standard user.
Standard
user.
user. So I need to first of all become the
Sudo su. Yes, sudo
sudo
su
su hyphen so
hyphen.
that I'll become the root
Sudo
user
su.
sudo su hyphen. So my present working directory will be the home directory of the root user. Now, if I'll create the user, if I'll create the user, so let's say the command for creating the user is user add,
User add.
user add. And then you will be giving up the name of the user. Let's say I'll give the username. What should I write the username, guys? Anybody can give any name. User add, username. Anyone?
Harsha.
Harsha.
Yeah.
Let's say Harsha is the user. And now you will just hit enter. So user has created. Now you will give the password to the username called Harsha. So we will be keeping here passwd space Harsha. Enter. So it will ask the password. Here I'll give the password 123. Enter. Again it will ask you to confirm the password 123. It is telling bad, shorter than 8 character, but again you can do, but remember if you can give more than 8. So we have created a user called Harsha. Now if we need to check this user, so we need to just write cat command space slash etc slash passwd. If you go into this, see the last line, Harsha X, this is the detail. Now the detail shows Harsha is the username, X is the encrypted password for Harsha, 1011 is the user ID of Harsha, 1018 is the 1018 is the group ID of Harsha, and colon in between of this two double colon the description of user will come. If you will add in future, description means it can be my first user, so I'll keep first user. So first user is Harsha, so that description will come in between of it. And after that the slash home slash Harsha is the home directory of Harsha, and Harsha can run any command under the slash bin slash bash shell. So this is what the details we are getting once we are creating the once we are creating the standard user. After this we can clear up the screen, and I can show you history also, so that you can get last few commands which I have used for creating the user. For creating the user, I have used user add Harsha, passwd Harsha. So it will ask for the password. I have given the password to check where the user has created this command.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, can you show how to switch the user, sir?
yes, that's so simple. Right now you do have two user, EC2 user and Harsha,
Yes, sir.
right? So Harsha you have created and you are the root user. See, you are the root user. It means that you are able to own everything. It means that if you switch to Harsha, so directly you can switch to Harsha. Nothing is to give the password also. It will not ask the password now because you are root. From root you are going to Harsha. So it won't ask for the password. If you check who am I now, it will say you are Harsha. You are Harsha, right? And what is your present working directory? You will say it is root. Harsha
Root.
cannot do anything into the root. Harsha cannot do anything into the root. Let's say I'm creating a blank file, file 1. It will show no permission, right? Because this is not, root is not for Harsha. Root is for root.
Root.
What is
Yes, sir.
for Harsha? For
Oh,
Harsha, what is for Harsha?
Standard user. Standard user.
standard directory.
Yes, for Harsha, by the same name of Harsha, there is a directory. If you keep CD, it will bring you into the same directory. If you see now, that is the Harsha, right?
Harsha. Okay.
And let's say if I'll bring you back to the root here, guys, see how exactly it does work. So I said, if you create the root user, one directory will be created under the home directory. So if I'll show ls, nothing is coming, but if you will go into the top directory, slash is the main directory, the top most directory of the Linux.
Ye-
Inside the slash, everything will be there. So first you go into the slash, and here if you list, you can get the home. It is the home. If you go into the home, change directory to the home. Here, if you ls, these all are the users. These all are the users directory, guys. These all are the users directory. One directory you will be getting by the name of Harsha. This is the Harsha directory. And once you go to the Harsha directory, so right now it is root. Right now it is root. Let's write here, go to Harsha directory. Right now you are in Harsha directory. But who is the user? Who is the
Root.
user, guys?
Root, sir.
Root. That's why here it is showing Harsha. It is the root. That's why it is showing Harsha. But if you will change to the Harsha, if you switch the user to the Harsha, now it will just become the tilde sign. It means that Harsha is in his own home directory.
Directory.
Understand? If it is not, you can just keep cd command.
Sir,
By
if we
default, it
need,
will bring you into the home directory of Harsha. Yes,
apart from root, sir, if you want switch from user to user, we need to enter password, right, sir?
perfect, perfect. You are absolutely right. Let's suppose I'll exit from here and I'll exit from root also. So right now, I'll clear up the screen. Right now, who am I? Who am I, guys? EC2 user, right? If I'll switch to Harsha now, Harsha, then it will ask the password. 123, enter. Now you are logged in as a Harsha. Your present working directory is EC2 user. So you can also keep CD and you can make it as a home directory. But what if you are into EC2 user and directly you want to log in as a Harsha, and it should also go into the Harsha home directory. So just you will be writing su hyphen Harsha. I think it should work. 123. It is working, right? Su space hyphen Harsha. So it will log in as a Harsha user and Harsha will be coming is in home directory. Is
Sir,
it clear?
here, yes, sir, clear, but I have small doubts, sir.
Yes.
Sir, root user should have more security than standard user, right, sir?
Yes.
Then if you can switch to root user with su slash l, sir, it's no use, sir, without password. Accessing to user directly.
Because in this machine, because in this machine, uh, AWS AWS has given you the privilege. AWS has given you the privilege to do. privilege. Actually, not AWS, you can say. Here, Linux is giving you the privilege. In the Linux, there is a sudoers list. Sudoers list. In sudo list means you can keep you can keep any user here. Any user here who can perform who can perform as a root user who can perform as a root user. So there is a sudo list comes here. In the sudoers list, you can keep any user who will perform the work as a root user. So before any command, you have to keep sudo. Let's say sudo su. If I'll keep here as a Harsha, so it will ask the password, but it will not log in into the root user. Why? Because it will say Harsha user is not in the sudoers file. So sudoers file will give the permission to the any user who can treat them as a root user. So Harsha is not in the sudoers list. Who is there in the sudoers list? EC2 user is the sudoers. He is into the sudoers list. EC2 users into the sudoers list. That's why whenever I'm writing sudo and switch the user to the root, immediately it is bringing up into the root. Why? Because EC2 user is into the sudoers list where it will perform as a root user. If you delete the sudoers file, nobody can do anything into the root. Got it?
Yes, sir.
And this also you will be learning in future about the sudoers, and you will be also adding the user, you will be adding the permission also in the same. Is it clear now? Is it clear, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So yeah, so if we list, guys, if we list here, if we do sudo su, we are login as a root user, we'll just type cat space /etc /pass wd. So you can see all the user info is coming, but root user info is not coming here, right?
Yes, sir.
Because the list is so big, that's why it is coming, but we are not able to see. But you see the top one, you just scroll it to the top, it is showing, right? Root x, and the root user id and group id will be always 0. So it is showing root and it is showing x. It will be coming like this. Let's see, let's copy this now. Let's copy this and paste into this document. This is what we brought from there. This is what I brought from there. Okay. So out of it, I'll just draw a line. I'll draw a line so that you will easily understand what exactly what things are. So here, as per the output, uh, I can bring that Harsha user also, but that is fine. So what is the username? Username is root here. What is the encrypted password? Encrypted
X
password is X here. X is the encrypted password. What is the user ID?
0.
0. User ID is 0. User ID is 0. Group ID is also 0.
0, sir.
And user description is root.
Root.
And user's home directory is root
Root.
/root. And user's login shell is /bin/bash. And if you bring the Harsha user, so that will be also coming as it is. So if you bring now Harsha here into the document, so I'll again paste here. So here our user is Harsha. The encrypted password is X, and user ID is 1011. Group ID is 1011. 18, and description will go in between of these two column. In user's home directory is home/harsha, in login shell is /bin/bash. So this is the root users detail and this is the standard user detail. What is the difference here? The root user will always has user ID
Zero.
and group ID 0, and it will be starting from 1001, means 1001 will be first user, and after that it will keep increasing. So somewhat around till now we have used 11 user, you can say here. Okay, is it clear, guys?
Sir.
All right. So this is what we are able to see. We have logged in also. The password also you can see during the login one flow. We are able to see the user's detail in the password is checked against the shadow file. Password we can also check here. So let's say if I'll clear up the screen and it is telling we can just keep cat/etc/shadow. So these all are the password, guys. For Harsha, can you see the password? This is 123, guys. This is 123. This is 123. Very good. And the other password they have written, they might have given big name. So their password is not coming like that. I have given only 123. It is showing me like this.
Encrypted password.
It is encrypted one. That's why it is showing so many text. And for others, you can see password 1234 colon. Password 1234 colon. They have given the password. This password they have given into the description. That's why it is showing, guys. If they will not give into the description, it won't come, right? So password will not be visible in the Linux. It will be encrypted all the way. If you need to decrypt the password, some of tools you can use in future for decrypting it. By default, you cannot see the password. It will be there, but it will be encrypted one.